to our story so far, episode number 5. Lessons learned from the first 4 episodes? There's lots of time to review more games in a franchise in the future. Save discussions of entire franchises for special occasions. So, let's get this episode rolling, shall we? Ninja Gaiden was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1989. Whenever I think of my childhood and the NES and the earliest games, one of the first games I think of is always Ninja Gaiden. A friend of mine had this title when we were growing up, and I remember it quite well. The game featured Castlevania-like power-ups that gave you additional weapons, mostly projectiles, to take out enemies with. The onslaught of bad guys was made fun because they are taken out in one hit, which leaves the action moving along at a quick pace the whole time. Even when you think you'd have to slow down to get around an obstacle, your ninja skills come out with some sweet platforming mechanics that make you feel like the ninja solving the puzzle in front of you without giving it a second thought. Oh, can't go that way? That's cool. I'll just flip up here, climb this wall, slice through anything in my way, and drop back down. Slowing down? No need for that. Yes, I remember slashing enemies, shooting fire from my bare hands, and awesome wall jumps. But what I remember most is failing miserably. I died over and over again. Seriously, if you don't associate this sound with failure, you didn't play enough Ninja Gaiden. Evidently, my friends and I clearly had game genies because otherwise I have no idea how we played this game so much. My friends and I, like just about every kid in America at that time, called the game Ninja Gaiden. Not because it was funny to call things gay, nothing stupid like that. It's just that we didn't know how to pronounce the word Gaiden. And I'll take an extra second here just to say, if you're one of those people who must emphasize it as Gaiden, you're probably just being pretentious. Knock it off. It probably drove you crazy in the last episode when I said anime instead of anime. Just deal with it. Some words get Americanized. Anyway, Ninja Gaiden is widely believed to be the first home console game to feature in-game cutscenes, which tell the story as the game sprawls out in front of you. It's also widely known for how difficult it is. Tecmo called this cutscene technology cinema display and touted games with it as games featuring the Tecmo Theater. It's noted as a major feature of the game, encouraging you to continue to uncover the story of your protagonist. It's pretty widely known that the main character of this game is Ryu Hayabusa, but for many people that's as far as their deep knowledge of Ninja Gaiden goes. So what do we know going into this game? Let's turn to the booklet. The wind howls as the two dueling ninjas glare at each other in the moonlight. Though these men seem like little more than shadows in the air, the moonlight reveals, just for an instant, a glint of light that proves to be the end of the contest. Ken, head of the Hayabusa clan, which has for generations been the guardian of the Dragon Sword, is defeated. Ken's son Ryu, after learning of his father's defeat, finds a letter. In it, Ryu is told that if his father does not return, he must take the secret Dragon Sword and go to America. Ryu senses danger awaiting him in America. What will be the fate of Ninja Ryu? Alright, hold on. Let's take a moment here. We're all thinking it, right? Is this Street Fighter? I promised myself no tangents, but in 1987, the first Street Fighter launched in the arcades, where players controlled Ryu. And if a second player joined, they were the American Ken. Seriously, why does nobody talk about this more on the internet? Sure, there's probably a fanfic fight and some fan art out there, but are we ever going to talk about this? Like, ever? This can't be coincidence, can it? It's never addressed, but these two games were too close in release for this just to be happenstance, right? I mean, I know they're common names, but 1 year apart, both in the video game industry, it's a little crazy. I guess the world may never know. For the deepest story seekers, Ninja Gaiden received a novelization in the form of a Nintendo-sponsored Worlds of Power book, something I vaguely remember from my childhood, but can offer no real information on. In 1991, a Japan-only anime was released, and even more recently, Dark Horse Comics released a prequel comic for the latest installment of the game. But I promised myself I wouldn't get too far involved with other games in the franchise for the purposes of this video. Okay, seriously, this game is punishment! If you're capable of getting further in the game, more cutscenes follow, just as the manual promised. They start to paint a deeper picture of the story, one that involves your character getting shot in an attempt to save you. Interesting technique. But in that early moment, you can tell that this is going to get deeper than just some 70s kung fu flick. While you protect and utilize the prized dragon sword, you'll uncover everything from government conspiracies to ancient mystical powers to double crosses and things you unwisely assume to be true that aren't. Building on Tecmo's cinema display, you don't need to have the manual at home. You just need to pop the game in and find out. Our story so far. Thank you guys for watching Our Story So Far, episode number 5. Please like, comment, subscribe, and for the love of God, share that link with everybody you know, because I'm really trying to get this thing off the ground, and I really appreciate the views I've had so far. You can always find the latest episode at ourstorysofar.tv, and if you want to interact with me directly, follow me at NewAngel, that's Nuangel, on Twitter. Until next time, this is Garrett for Our Story So Far.